Hello everybody, I'm Face and welcome back to another Loomian Legacy PvP video. Today I have a little post-commentary over a battle I had with Ominous Nebula. The reason it's post-com is because, well, I didn't have my mic on. So, oops. Let's have a post-commentary, shall we? So I'm just gonna get right into the battle, and by the title you probably already know who this is featuring. Hey, don't go to sleep yet, buddy. You got some work to do. Anyway, I'll see you there. Anyway, here we are. Alright, so he said he wanted to battle me after during his stream after he beat Jamie, so I was like, yeah, sure, why not? Let's clap this boy. Anyway, so here we are in team preview. I can see his team, and you know, Seer Knight can be pretty threatening for my team as long if Ikazune isn't alive, because while Obsidragon can eat hits, it's weak to metal, so Seer Knight is a big issue, so I had to account for that. So, but I looked at his team, and you know, besides, you know, poison barbs are just really good in this game, or in general. So, I was definitely going to bring Terrafly to get the poison barbs up. But there is a little something special that this is the heat I've been cooking up. It involves this Terrafly. It's not just there for poison barbs. It's there to help make you know, the whole offensive presence of poison barbs known a little bit more. I don't know exactly how to word it, but it definitely solidifies Terrafly's role a little bit more. So we start the battle. He leads with Avitross, I lead with Terrafly. We all know that this is not something that Terrafly wants to get through. So this little downtime is here me getting, you know, making sure I get the screenshot pulled up so, you know, I can refer to it later, you know, of his 7 Loomians. So my Mama Copia is getting right out there, and we're going into the Dwagon because we all know Dwagons are good because it's a Dwagon. So I'm just switching in here so I can eat a nosedive and, you know, take relatively little damage and, you know, chip away at his Avitross a little bit. So here, I know his Avitross doesn't want to stay in, and he knows he's going to need it to get rid of Poison Barb. So I thought I would go back into my Terrafly because there's no way the Avitross is staying in, and I would get my Barbs up. So he withdraws into the Luminami because, you know, light is really good against Ancient. If you don't have a light type on your team, you're going to struggle against Obsidragon because he's just the wall. So here I'm like, you can see the Muck Blast, you can see it. It's got base 46 range attack. What am I doing with it? Anyway, I know he's going to want to get the Avitross back in here to get rid of my Poison Barbs right away. You know, threaten me out, get rid of them. So I click the Muck Blast because I have Ambush and I am fully invested into ranged attack, and as you can see, I nearly kill him. His Avitross literally has one more use. Now here I made a bit of a misplay, but it worked out for me. I should have predicted Avitross to want to finish me off, but I decided, why not just try and get Barbs up. Because if he would have killed my Terrafly right there, I wouldn't have gotten him up at all. But he switched out, although I could have memed out another big hit with like Parasitize or something. But I get my Barbs up, and here's the Zulong, and so now we can go into our Florent. I actually didn't expect to take this much damage. I don't usually take that much damage. I don't know if his Zulong is smart or something, but that's a lot of damage. I normally don't take that much. Anyway, I didn't think his Gas Stroke would come in here, so I figured I'll just get a sat plan up, because, you know, Drainage and Drain Orb. Yeah, that's a lot of HP back. He's gonna hit me again. It's gonna bring me into range for, you know, one last hit to kill me, but, you know, as you can see here, I go from 43 to like, what, 81? Yeah, and yeah, that's 38 HP back from a Zulong. The drainage is so good. Anyway, so I go back for I go for the Pestilence here to lock him in, and if he wants to get out, he's gonna have to Ancient Roar. He gets the freeze. I'm not too worried about it. As long as I can get rid of Zulong, I don't really care. So I get another tick of Sat Plan off, and as you can see, he's being whittled down fairly quickly. So here, I thought he was going to predict my dodge and wait or rest, so I decided to call that bluff out and go for a Parasitize for more recovery. Just because, you know, I'm already in a lead. I feel like I'm feeling confident. So, and then we could see well, I called the bluff and I failed. So Florent goes down, but I did a good amount to Zulong, so I didn't really care too much. So here I go out into Luxor because I have the type advantage. I can hit him. I tried to do this to scare him out. I wanted to scare him out into what was it? Luminami. Get that poisoned real quick. So I double into my Ikizune so I could potentially Electro Burst it, but he stays in and Thunder Strikes. And I'm like, okay, that did a bit of damage, but that's okay because he's still got Sap Plant up and he's low on energy. So I decided to go for a Power Focus. Can't hit me this turn. I'll be back up to near full, if not full HP. So we get up a Power Focus, and now Ikizune is going to, you know, tear through whatever it comes into contact with. So I wanted to Power Focus again, but I decided I'll just hit him, knock him out just in case he stays in. And well, I'm glad I did. He didn't save his Zulong, and he did a lot of damage, and I'm like, oof. I hope he brings in something that's not faster than Ikizune, but he still has the Avatros and still has one more hit in it. So I didn't want Ikizune going down because that's like my way of killing Luminami right now. So I go back into the Dwagon because Dwagons are good. Because they are Dwagons. So I wanted to eat the nosedive, but he goes for the Gust. I should have predicted that, gone into Terrafly. Like, I thought about it afterwards. Terrafly would have come in, not died to the Gust, and pretty much everything else on his team is slower than Terrafly. I could have just gotten Barbs back up, and that'd be that, but oh well. The Obsidian comes in, and we all know what's coming back out. Here comes the Luminami. So I'm just thinking to myself, Terrafly isn't really needed anymore. Of course I could get a big hit off against this thing if I were to catch it on a switch, but it'd be hard to force that situation. So I just want to get back into Terrafly and get my Poison Barbs back up, because that is, well, as you can see, I was contemplating my play here, but in the end I decided I needed my Barbs back up, so I'm just going to come in, eat whatever hit happens, and then go from there. And I should have known that since this was off, I don't know the exact calcs actually, because I normally calc, you know, a bulky Luminami, but I can tell from that damage, obviously, that is a very offensive Luminami. So I didn't know if Ikizune could one-shot an offensive Luminami right out, so I decide I'm going to go out to my Luxor to chip it down a little bit. Luxor, as long as he doesn't have Obsidian, I'm good to go here. But you know, I was, you know, this was the only thing I could think of doing. I didn't want to risk not killing Luminami with Ikizune, because that's how I break my wall. That's how I break the wall. So I'm here to get a little bit of chip off. And then he goes for the soft water because he doesn't want to be chipped. He doesn't want to be taken down low enough for Ikizune to, you know, potentially knock him out. So he goes for the soft water. Here, I'm like, I'll take any one hit because I didn't want to. It was more like I wanted to like predict a dodge or something, but he just went for the rest or wait or whatever he did. I didn't look right there, but now I get what, one Raging Howl off, and then I could get a Luminous Roar potentially afterwards, but the Luxor's just here to chip down the Tsunami, and I gotta pray that Obsidian isn't on his squad. So I am almost out of energy, I'm almost out of health. I just go for the Luminous Roar to get as much damage as possible to put it in range of Ikizune. And I don't know what I'm thinking about here. Oh yeah, this is where it dawned on me that, like, he still has he could potentially have Obsidian, and you know, that would be very bad if my Luxor went down and Obsidian was there. But he takes down my Luxor, and So I go into Ukazune to threaten him out with an Electro Burst. I could have tried to read it, but I didn't want to risk, you know, missing that read and then forcing Obsidian versus Luminami. That wouldn't end well, especially since it's not poisoned yet. So I couldn't risk the Fire Breath here. So I went straight for the Electro Burst. And he switches out. So I'm like, oof, that sucks. And he goes into the Borak. Oof, that sucks even more. It's immune to my Electro Burst. I could have flame or Fire Breath, but you know, I could not risk that one. So here it's the easiest switch of my life. You know, if he were to double back out into Luminati, he would have actually won there, but you know, he didn't. Although, actually no, if he would have doubled back out, I could still potentially win with scapegoat shenanigans, but he didn't, which I'm glad for. But here, you know, Sharp Edges plus Poison is going to wear down this Borak. It's actually a Resilience Borak, as you can see by the fact that it didn't get a Bounce Boost. Here I get a Scapegoat off, which apparently just disregards Quicksand, Pestilence, that kind of overtime damage, which I believe is a glitch. If it hits you before you get behind the sub, it should still damage you behind it, but it doesn't, so... And here I know he can't break my Scapegoat with any one hit, so I go for the Power Focus. And that's just going to be the game we play for a little bit. So... yeah, that's how this works. I'm just gonna speed along, see, you know, wait for something else of interest to happen. This basically happens for a while, so okay. Now here, he switches out into you know, after a couple turns of that, he switches out into Luminami. As I got my Scapegoat back up, I'm still set up a little bit, so I'm willing to actually hit him before he pops my Scapegoat. So that's what here I'm contemplating. Here I'm thinking about like how the rest of the game will play out. If I hit him, or if he soft waters and I don't hit him, I could potentially lose the match. So I have no opportunity to really set up another Scapegoat. But he goes for the hit, so you know, that's fine with me. He's going to go down, you know, be in range of another Primal Slash. So he switches out, I believe, oh no, it's more like I was worried about a potential speed tie, because my Obsidian doesn't have the best speed UPs. So here I wanted to be safe about it. I wanted to go out to Ikazune, and if he soft waters, I can still beat him. If he flash pulses, that puts him into range of the Primal Slash, but that overall that was not a very smart move, because then I still have to risk the speed tie anyway. And then, you know, that's what he does. He hits Ikazune and he drops. And he still has one more hit in him, so here I have to risk the potential speed tie again. So, like I said, the Ikazune play was not a good one. But here this is my only play. I have to hit him. So you know, it wasn't actually speed tie. I'm actually just faster than him. But you know, I didn't know that for sure yet. So here he goes out into Gastroke, and I'm just like, well, I set up a Scapegoat, and what does this thing do to me? So that's what we do. Now, we're going to play this game a little bit. He's gonna poison, but honestly, this was one of my favorite turns, because you know, I set up another Power Focus, you know, trying to set myself back up. But here he goes for Pine Shot. One hit. Two. He runs Pine Shot so that Ventations can't get his sub up. But that was the third hit. It was a crit. Fourth hit. Fifth hit. He hit 5 times, and it didn't pop my sub. But I knew he wouldn't be able to pop it, because this Obsidian is built to eat a hit from a smart power cups Ikazune and still not have its scapegoat popped. So here we go for another power focus because even if he hits me extra times with Pine Shot, it won't do enough to prevent me from getting up another scapegoat. So I break it. It hits 3 times to break. So it took 8 hits. One of them was a crit. More like 8.5 hits. Or what? 9.5? No, 8.5. 9.5. 9.5 hits. No. 8.5. Yeah, 8.5 hits. My bad. 8.5 hits to take down my scapegoat. So I put another one up, and he goes for the desperate poison because he didn't want to risk a potential, read. So he goes for the poison, and that's basically the game we play for a little bit. So we're just gonna fast forward a little bit here. All right, so here I finally decide to hit him where I've set up enough, I believe, and he's down. I have what, 3 or 4 power focuses up. I can't remember. But I finally hit him, and he gets the mystery toxins. I fall asleep behind my scapegoat, and I'm like, oh god, please don't stay asleep for too long. So he takes the first turn of sleep to get some energy back, and I'm like, okay, that works for me. So obviously this is the first turn, I can't wake up, and there's the little visual bug of me coming up with my scapegoat, but whatever. He can't quicksand me, so that's the good thing. He can't get that damage over time, so I just have to survive these next few turns because he's almost down, and he's got poison. And the next time he pops the scapegoat here, second turn, I'm asleep. Well, crap. But if I can wake up right here, and his next hit isn't a 2-hit KO, like if I can wake up right here, I win. If I don't, as long as it's not a 2-hit KO, I win. But he goes for the quicksand, which is kind of a choke in my opinion because I will kill him next turn, I believe. Like, if he hits me one more time. But he got max sleep turns, so I was like, oof. But he went for quicksand instead of raw damage, so that was his downfall. There's no way he can kill me from here, so we're gonna take that W. But I like this game. Like the Terrafly thing. If you guys want me to have a video showcasing that Terrafly set and why I believe it's actually the best Terrafly set out there right now, let me know down in the comments, and I will get that in at some point, either after Ikazune or whatever comes after, which is probably Obsidian. But he dodged there just for GP, but that's a good game to him. I mean, I would say I played my stuff right, but I really didn't play the Luxor right with because I didn't know if he had Obsidian or not. But it turned out well in the end, and I got to make some fun plays with Terrafly, so that's all that matters. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed. I will see you guys in another video, maybe, as long as I keep posting them. So, see ya.